Good day. So this is a Web3 bootcamp beginner setup guide. How we are going to install our necessary Web3 environment software. So first, what are we going to install? We are going to install Ubuntu via WSL for Windows. Then we will install Visual Studio Code. We are installing JIT, NodeJs, npm, Python, and Foundry. So we are going to do it stepwise. We'll start firstly with Ubuntu and install other things inside Ubuntu through the Ubuntu terminal. So the first thing, before we start, we need to check the system. We firstly need some system requirements. One, we need Windows 10. We need Windows 10 version 2004 or something higher than that, Windows 11. Then our system must have a 8 gigabyte RAM or something more than that. Then stable internet, and we must have administrative access on our Microsoft window. So the first thing, let's check our system. Let's check for the system requirements. So come to this place where we have the window bar, the window taskbar. Type PowerShell. So as you type PowerShell, you will see PowerShell command that is open air. So we'll click on run as administrator. But if you want to use command right from the beginning, you can press window key on your keyboard. Press window key without lifting your hand from the window key. You press I as well. Window key and I together. So it will bring your system settings out. So in the system setting here, come here and click on system. Click on your system. So go down to where we have about under system setting. In the about section here, click on it. So when the about section come up, we'll be able to see to check our system requirements. So you can see this system is having 8 gigabyte RAM. Then is Intel Core i7, graphic card of 1 gig, and it has space of about 466 gigabyte. So let's scroll down and check what version of window we are using. So if you scroll down, you can see the edition. The window, it is Windows 10, Windows 10 Professional, Windows 10 Pro. So, and you can use Windows 10 or anything higher than that. You can use Windows 11. But if your window is less than that, the method we are describing here will not work for you. So, this is the first thing we'll check. So, we have seen that our system is compatible with what we want to install. So next, let's go to our window, type PowerShell, that's come up. So click here, run as administrator. Don't click any other one, not ISE or PowerShell ISE, but click on run as administrator so that you have administrative access. Click yes. So it's coming up. So it's coming up. Fine, it has come up. So after clicking on that, the next thing for us to do is to run the command WSL is still booting. system is still booting. WSL space flag WSL space flag install, then press enter. So it will install Ubuntu if there is no error. I think the installation is going on, but make sure you have good internet connection as you are doing this. So you can see installing virtual machine platform. So make sure you have a very good internet connection. If the internet is not good or is fluctuating, it can cause error. So the installation is going on. Our installation is going on. Our installation is going on. It may take some time before the installation will complete. So kindly allow the installation to complete. Don't abort it. If you abort it on the way, it will cause error. So you can see the installation is 9.9% now. So until it is 100% complete, before we perform any other task. So while your own is done, is installing, make sure the system is connected to a good source of power so that the battery will not run down along the way. Now it's 30.2%. So make sure the installation is successful, is complete. It's 100% complete. Don't abort it. So you can see it's progressing. 66%. Now 74.8%. So you can see Windows subsystem for Linux has been installed. So installing Windows subsystem for Linux, say catastrophic failure. Which failure? Let's go with the first. Windows subsystem for Linux has been installed. Let's go with that. So because of that, we need to shut down and restart the system. Although it's supposed to prompt us to shut down and restart automatically. We have Windows subsystem for Linux has been installed. It has been installed, I think. So let's shut down and restart the system. So let's restart. Alright, let's recheck the okay, so type in WSN install. Okay, WSN flag install Ubuntu distribution. Let's wait for the installation. Let's look for another instance and check. ws update. So let's close this first instance and use this account. Since we have WSL2 already, so let's recheck WS status. The default version we have is version 2. So let's update WS update. So let's wait for it to update. So it has started updating. So let's wait for it till when it finish updating. The installation is in progress. Let's wait for it to complete. So please try, don't abort the installation so that it will not cause the crash of the it won't cause the crashing of the installation, it means crashing of the application. So after the update has finished, you can see WSL status give us default version 2. Then when you use command WSL updates, it check for updates and tell us the most recent version of Windows subsystem for Linux is already installed. So meaning that our update is complete. Then you now use the command WSL flag install again. So it will start to download Ubuntu and install it. So you wait for the installation of Ubuntu to complete. It's now at 2.9%. So let it complete. Make sure you plug your system to a stable power supply and wait till the process is. The installation is almost going to completion. It's now 89%. So after successful installation, we will have to restart the computer. So 97 points, it's almost 99% now. So the download is successful. Now installing. So let's wait for the installation to finish. Installation is in progress. So give it time to finish installation, to finish installing. It's almost 70% done now. Installation is going on. It's now 95%. Installation is 100% now. So it will prompt us to restart the system. It's now successfully installed, and we can launch it using wsl.execute /d Ubuntu. So it's trying to launch. It's trying to launch the Ubuntu terminal. Let's await its launching. Okay, it's asking us to create a default user account. So I'm creating a default account. So it's asking me for password. It will not be visible. So take note of the password you use. And remember, it is case sensitive. So I'm retyping the password. So it has updated the password. So this is it. We are now through with the installation of Ubuntu. I've created the accounts and I've created the what do we call it? So the next is for us to install Visual Studio Code. We'll save your answer to window. Help us improve Ubuntu feature. So let me type no. No. Enter. So fine. So I'm now in the Ubuntu terminal. You can see the Ubuntu desktop terminal. So our Ubuntu is working successfully now. So anytime we want to load it, we'll use wsl.exe then /d Ubuntu. So next, let's go and download the Visual Studio Code. Let me highlight this. So this is it. Welcome to Windows Subsystem for Linux. You can see the graphics. So this is documentation, best practices for setup, getting started with Linux. If you want to know more, so you can see Visual Studio Code integration from here. So let's close this. Now I will go to, so next let's open Google Chrome and install Visual Studio Code. Though we have Visual Studio Code already on the system, I'm just trying to show the walkthrough. So to download the Visual Studio Code, you type in the URL https / code visual studio.com. Enter. So as you open it, you will select the download for your operating system for Windows. So look at the download. So we have for Windows 10, Windows 11, then we have for Ubuntu or Debian, we have for MacBook. So we are downloading the one for Windows. So we download Windows installer using X4 base. So this is the one we are going to download. It's showing us the version. The download has started. So when the download is complete, we'll install it. So we'll wait for the download to complete. The downloading is in progress. Although I won't complete the downloading process here because we have one on hand already. So if I download another one, it will update the previous one and change some settings in it. So the download is almost complete. So it has completed. Let's open the file where it is downloaded. Okay, this is it. Click on open. So this is the Visual Studio Code setup guide. So you accept the agreement, then you click next. If you want to read through the agreement, you can read through the agreement, then you accept the agreement, then you click on next. So here use the default settings. So you can see in the default setting, if you like, you can create the icon. Click on this to create the icon on desktop, so that from desktop you can access the Visual Studio Code. Then every other one has been selected for you, most especially this add to path. Make sure you click on it. Make sure you click on the add to path, then you click on next. So the next thing is to install. If you click on install now, it will install it and it will complete the installation. So but I don't want to complete installation here because we have it already in this place. So if you click on it, it will complete the installation process. So once the installation process is completed, you will now go to your desktop. Since you have added to paths, so you click on your desktop. So you now click on your desktop and click on this icon. This is the Visual Studio Code icon. So double click on it and open it. So the Visual Studio Code is open now. Let me come to this place. So this is the Visual Studio Code on the desktop. Let me open it from here. Open it. The system is slow. It's supposed to have come up since. So it's opening two instances of Visual Studio Code. So let's shut down one. Let's close one. So I've closed one. So your one will not open with this file. This is a file that's already on the existing Visual Studio Code. So let me close it. So this is how your own Visual Studio Code will open, and this is where you'll be writing your code inside place like this. This is the terminal where you'll be running your command. You'll be running command inside this place. So what you will do first after a successful installation, when you open the Visual Studio Code, you now come to this place where we have extension. No, this place. These are the extensions. You can see where I point my cursor. So you come here, click it. So once you click it, inside this extension place bar, you now type in, you come and search for WSL. You type WSL, so it will bring options. You now select, you will select and install WSL by Microsoft. It's coming on. So you select WSL by Microsoft. I think this is it. This is it. So install this WSL by Microsoft. Click on install. No, the installation is still going on. You can see installing. It has not complete. Installation is still going on. Alright, so it's almost complete. Still installing. Installation is in progress. Installation is still going on. We have to finish this installation before the next step. So we have to wait for installing to finish, for installation to finish. So give it time to complete installation. Okay, let's check. Let's minimize this. And go back to our, so you can see we are now inside the Ubuntu terminal in this place. This thing that ends with $sign. So let's check if our installation has been successful. Type code space dot, so that we'll use the Ubuntu folder to open. We open Ubuntu folder inside Visual Studio Code. So press enter. If the installation is successful, it will now open Visual Studio Code. It will open a given folder in Visual Studio Code for us. Okay, it's as if it's completed. Yes, so our installation is successful. You can see from Ubuntu terminal now, we are now opening Visual Studio Code. So that means our installation is successful. So there are situations where the click yes, that you trust the author. Yes. So it's now opening Ubuntu folder inside Visual Studio Code, and it will now enable us to use our Visual Studio Code as our IDE. So in case you don't get a successful in case the installation is not successful, if there is problem with the Visual Studio Code, we will just come to the Visual Studio Code here in this place. So let's say you get error like command not found when you are trying to open the Ubuntu folder through Visual Studio Code. You can just come here and type sudo apt update. So you can type sudo apt update, then you press enter. So it will correct the error. Then depending on the error you are having, if sudo apt update do not fix it, you can still use sudo apt install code and enter. So it will fix the error, and you will be able to open your Ubuntu folder in Visual Studio Code. So that's about that. Now next is installation of JIT. So to install JIT, you come to this terminal here inside the Visual Studio Code. Inside the Ubuntu terminal in this place. This is where you install your Visual Studio Code. This is where you install your JIT. So just type sudo apt. Firstly type sudo apt update, then it will update. It will ask you for your password, then you type in your password. Enter. So It's updating. Sudo apt updates. As that is completed, we'll now type sudo apt install git and flag y for global installation of git, so that git can be used anywhere. But because we have git on this system before, I will not reinstall it. I'll just type the command for you to see. So when you press enter, it will install it in your own case. So it has finished update. So you now type sudo apt space install git flag y to make it global. Then you press enter. I'm not going to press the enter. So when you press enter now, it will install git globally. And when you are through with the installation, you can now check the git version that you have installed. This system is having git already, that's why I'm not installing it. So you now type git space flag version, enter. So it will tell us the version of git we are having. So you can see we have git already. Our git version is 2.53.0. so if you are able to see the version, then your work is done. You are through with the git installation. But if you see an error like permission denied, then always rerun your sudo apt update and get your permission. So after git installation, the next is to install our NodeJs npm manager. So to install npm manager, we'll use call curl from the same Ubuntu terminal. Type call flag 0 flag https colon /raw dot git raw.github user content github user content.com /nvm, that's no version manager, nvm, that's sh /nvm /version 0.39.7 install .sh then you type this up symbol. This symbol, you see it on the keyboard where we have check this is /, then we have another backward slash key. So where you have backward slash key, if you press shift and press that backward slash key, you will see the symbol, which is all symbol that I use there. Then bash. You now press enter. So when you press enter, this one will install your Node.js manager, but I'm not going to restore it because we have Node.js manager on this system. I will check. Then after this command, after using this command, let me copy it in case I need it again. Ctrl C. So if I need it again, so after that command, you will now reload your terminal by typing source then space. If you press shift and the key before before keyboard, before the one key on the keyboard. So where you have letter 1 on the keyboard, the key before it, so if you press shift and press it, it will give you the symbol I enter here, then / dot bash rc. So you are using this one to reload the terminal. After you have downloaded the Node version manager, you now reload the terminal so that you can see the terminal will be linked to the Node version. So after this command, after pressing enter here, I'm not pressing enter because we have Node version on the system before. So after that, we now use command nvm space install space. We now flag LTS. So this is the Node.js. You press enter. So after you press enter, it will install Node. It will install Node. So after that, you now verify your installations. To check your Node version, type node space flag v Node version, enter. So it will tell us the Node version we have on this system now. Node version. So you can see, okay, it's still coming up. Okay, sudo apt install Node.js. Okay, that means we don't have Node.js here. We don't have Node.js. Alright, let me install it. Ctrl V. So we don't have Node.js, so that means we can install it. Okay, let me check the npm v Node version, npm version. I think we have npm on the system, but if you don't have it, we'll install the tool. So we should have a npm package manager. O0. Yes, we have npm. We have npm. We have npm version 10.9.2, but we don't have Node.js. We don't have Node.js. So meaning we can, okay, we can run nvm install install flag LTS. Okay, he asked me to use sudo apt install node.js. Sudo apt install node.js. Sudo apt install node.js. She's asking us if we want to upgrade. Suggested package npm installing node.js. Yes. Click yes. Enter. So it's installing it. So in my case, you can see I have I have npm. It's only node.js I don't have. So it's only node.js installing. But in your case, you follow it the way we are coming. Then and check. So by the time this is done, we are through with we'll be through with installation of our node.js. So we now move on to installation of Python. On the system we have Python already. I will show you the installation guide for Python as well. So our MVM is installing. Our MVM is installing. So when it is true, we check the installation. So the installation is in progress. It's 31%. Progress is 31% now. So after this, after the Node.js installation, remaining just two environments for us to install: the Python and the Foundry, which we actually use for the writing of the smart contract. So we've made success today. We have made successful. I mean, we have made progress today in our environment installation. So we are 44% on the way. 54% on the way to success. Okay, this 48%. Now 75% done. Less than 6% to complete. Less than 6% to complete. 1% to go. 1% to go. We have 1% to go. It's done. Yes, so let's check the node. Let's check the node version again. Node flag v. Enter. So you can see we have successfully installed node version 22.22.1. So that's that. Now let's install Python. We have Python on this system, so I will just type the command. I will not run it. Sudo apt space install space python 3 space python 3 space python 3 hyphen pip hyphen y as a global environment. Then we'll press enter, so it will install Python. So when you finish installation of Python, this is the command you use. Then you press enter, you let it finish installation. So when you finish the installation, you now check the Python version by typing Python 3 flag version. So if you check now, we will see that we have Python on this system already. So you can see on the system we have Python 3.14.4. So that's why I'm now installing. So if you get this, congratulations. But if you get an error when you try to install your Python, let's say you have error Python command not found, then you use Python 3. Make sure what you use during installation is install Python 3, then Python 3 as pip flagging y. So that's that about installation of Python. So Python has been installed. The next is to install Foundry, which is the last on the list. So we don't have Foundry in this place. So if you try to verify if you have Foundry, Forge, if you type Forge space version, it will tell us error, you don't have Forge. So to install Forge, type to install Foundry, call flag capital L, call space flag capital L space https://foundry dot paradigm dot xyz, then the sign bash. Press enter. So it will start installation of Foundry for us. Detected your preferred shell is bash and added Foundry up to path. Run source slash home slash oracle slash dot bash hrc or start a new terminal session to use Foundry up, then simply run Foundry up to install Foundry. So it means we're on the way. So it asks us to run. Okay, let me run source, then remember this sign from the key beside before one key, then slash dot bash rc. Let's see, but I don't think this will work. It's better we use what it asks us to use it, but let's check if this one will work. Okay, alright, let's see if it works. Now let's check the, so we have reloaded the terminal. Now we type Foundry up. If it is correct, Foundry up, press enter. So it has started installation of Foundry for us. It has started installation of Foundry. It has started installation of Foundry. So Foundry consists of 4 packages. It has Forge, it has Cast, it has Anvil, and Chisel. So it's going to bundle all the 4 together. It will bundle all the 4 applications together. So and you can see the installation is in progress. It's 22% now, going to 24%. So once this is successful, we'll verify our installations, then we are done. That means our installation has been completed. So let's wait for the successful completion of this. That's 7% progress. %. So we're almost half of the way. Remember that your system must be connected while you are doing this, as in you must have internet connection as you are doing this. All these activities require internet connectivity, so don't forget to make sure you have internet connection, because some error you may be getting may be due to internet, or if the internet connectivity is not strong, it can be causing error during your installation process. So we have 26% more to go. We have less than 20% more to go. Less than 20%. We are now at 4%. 86%. We're almost done. So we are done. Forge, cast, Anvil, Chisel, Foundry of downloading main pages. So we are done. Now let's check. Let's verify our installation. Type forge version, flag version, to show us the forge version. So you can see our forge version is 1.7.1. This is our commit cryptographic SHA character. Then we have build timestamp. So next, cast version, cast flag version, cast version. Enter. So our cast version 2 is 1.7.1. The shell character SHA. So this is it. We are through with our with our installation. So you can see every other thing we install. It's only Visual Studio Code that we actually install inside, that we install through the window downloading, through window downloading. Every other thing we install it through the Ubuntu terminal. But even the installation of Visual Studio Code, is better you do it later after you have successfully installed your Ubuntu, so that the parts will be automatically added for you. You won't have conflict in adding your parts for easier integration of all the packages. So this is it. For any error you may be encountering, we'll be adding that one in the group through messages. So our installation has been completed and everything is working fine. So this system is now ready for Web3 project using Ubuntu 2 WSL subsystem Linux. So have a nice day.